You ready? Well, hey guys, Captain Dave Schneider. It's a guide's life. Oh my God. It's a guy's life. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something here. Straight up. I've been in a little bit of a rut here for the last day or so. And I'll tell you, I'm in a little bit of a funk. I mean, I've got this guy who dropped his boat off to me here. I'm supposed to figure out what's wrong with his electronics, get his electronics put on it. I haven't touched it. I will tell you this, though. I'm not totally wasting my time. I mean, I guess that's locked. It's been hard to get motivated to get my arse out and do my thing. So anyway, here I am. I'm up. I'm at it. Sun's straight over the top of my head. It's about 95 degrees outside, but that's okay. I come out because I know what I got to do, and I got to get her done. Now, having said that, I know some of you are like, oh, come on, are you shitting me, Dave? You fish for a living. And all I can say is I know. I'm sorry. But anyhow, I'm good. Oh, I'm such a dick. But anyway, let me run back in the house and get my keys. I'll be right back with you. And we're back. I don't want you to think I've been just wasting my time. I haven't been doing that. Well, at least on some levels. But I'll tell you what I have been doing. This morning I got up and I took a shower, and I'll tell you, I laid down on the couch and turned on YouTube. And I've got a guy that I've been watching quite a bit, and he's a vlogger that does he does a lot of tutorials on how to film and edit and things of that nature. And but he's very captivating. I've really been enjoying him. And his name is Peter McKenna. And anyway, I've been watching him quite a bit. And there's another one that I watch as well for you vloggers that are trying to find your way through Premiere Pro in particular. And that the other guy's name is Chin Fat, and I know it's but that's his name. And so I have been spending a lot of time over the last 2 days or 3 days, even 2 days. I've been just pouring over that information and whatnot, just trying to sharpen my skills. And so it hasn't been a total waste. But I do need to get in my boat. I'm gonna get my boat and I'm gonna take a little drive around, and I'm gonna check the water levels and whatnot, and then ultimately get it out of the water, get it out of the basin, and get it out of harm's way and get it cleaned up. So I'm gonna bring you along. Here we go, left-handed this time. Well, I'll tell you one thing, I'd stop and get a bag of ice. I'm telling you straight up, man, you couldn't need ice when you're on the water on a day like today. Drive around just about every day just to make sure I know where the water levels are. So here's my baby. Here's my baby. Good Lord, I left 2 very expensive battery packs. I just saw a couple guys hollering, it's a guide's life. Hey, shout out to you fellas, in a storm. I want to show you something here. I want you to see this. What you have out here, what you got going on out here is you got tournament anglers. You got tournament anglers who are releasing their fish after a tournament. How you doing, brother? And they're doing it the right way. They're coming outside the locks where the water is much deeper, it's cooler. It's about 3 degrees cooler out here than it is inside the locks here. And the reason I'm a little ticked off right now. I don't mind telling you. I followed two guys up to the boat launch where I just picked Joanna up, and I was following up the canal, a skinny little canal that goes back to the boat launch. And I mean, the water was 90 degrees. The water was it's muddy and stirred up, and it's just not a great place to release a fish. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not even going to say the name of the bass tournament, the name of the bass tournament trail, because I don't want to soil their name because of a couple of jackasses. But I watched these guys take 3 fish and pitch them, just throw them. And then they took a bag and dumped what looked to me like another 3 or 4 fish, just poured them off into the thing on their way out. Now, I know for a fact that every tournament trail that comes out of here instructs their competitors to take the fish outside the locks to release them. It's the best way to maintain the fishery. It's the best way to make sure that the fish survive the catch and the ordeal of being taken and weighed and all those kinds of things. But I watched these idiots, and I followed them all the way up. And I picked up Joanna, and I asked the guy, I said, hey, what tournament trail are you with? He told me. And I told him, I said, I know for a fact that you're instructed to release your fish. He said, and he basically, what's it to you, kind of thing. And they were dead. I threw back a dead one. I said, you threw back 7 fish, man. I watched you. And he said, well, they were all dead. And then I'm like, well, if they're all dead, you have no business fishing in a tournament then. Because you shouldn't have that kind of mortality rate with the live well systems and putting ice in your fish and everything else that you should be doing. I was furious. I went back through and I saw one fish swimming on his side, but he was tailing down and coming back up and tailing down, which means that these sons of guns didn't take a dead fish penalty on these things either. They just pitched them. And I don't believe that they were dead. I think that he might have had a couple that weren't doing good, but that's not how you treat them. At least bring them out here. At least bring them out here and get them in a little bit more oxygenated water, get a little bit cooler water, and maybe they survive, maybe they don't. The gators have something to eat, that's fine. The turtles have something to eat, that's fine. But man, do things the right way. If you're gonna be a tournament angler, the eyes are always on us. And somebody will see that dead fish in that canal and they'll blame the tournament anyway, for sure, and rightfully so. And if heaven forbid all 7 of them are dead. He claims they're all dead. First he said he threw back 1, and then I called him on that, and then he said, well, I threw back, all 3 of them were dead. And I said, man, I watched you throw back 7 fish. Yeah. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. But thanks for listening. I was a little ticked off. Oh, by the way, I had 2 of my subscribers go by as we were going on. I had 2 different boats. Hey, it's a guy's live. Make sure you shout me out, man. I love that. You guys have a good one. All right, no. I'll be back. All right, well, hey, I got my baby out of the water. Went for a ride. Went and checked 3 different locations that I've been thinking I wanted to fish in my mind. And I'm glad I checked them because all 3 of them are not fishable. So that helps me. It actually helps me a lot though, because it helps me. I know that, when those areas aren't available, I've got a pretty good idea of what is at this point. So that's need to do that. So anyway, gonna go empty the boat, get all the gear out of it, and then kind of start over. You empty the boat, you completely wash it, then you reload your boat. Well, guys, I got the finishing touches on the boat. Got it put up and all nice and clean and restocked. It's actually been a pretty productive day. I guess maybe I was hard on myself a little bit earlier. But hey, I do want to say one thing too. I ranted about those guys and throwing their fish into the canal instead of taking them outside into the better water and putting them back. And I just want to say for the record, fish die, and sometimes you hook one deep and they die. And that's not what was upsetting to me, and I want to make that clear. Tournament anglers are not bad people. 95% of them aren't. But I think that we have a responsibility to do better than what they did, and what have you. But I just want to be clear that I'm not ripping on tournament anglers. I understand that fish die. But there are things you can do to help. All right, get yourself some chemical for your live wells to subdue the fish a little bit and calm them down. And keep ice in your boat specifically be put into the live well throughout the day. If you can keep the water about 10 degrees cooler than what they came out of, that's probably fine. And you'd be shocked at how well the fish will survive. But anyway, I don't want to rant on that too much more, and I may have come off a little strong. But Having said that, guys, do me a favor. Hey, if you like the video, then like it for me. Hit the like. For God's sakes, if you're new, subscribe. And if you got friends, pass it along. Subscribe, you just hit my face. Hit my face. I don't know which side it's on here, but click on my face and you can subscribe. And I got another video here for you that you might enjoy as well. It's a guide's life, it's my life. Hey, thanks for coming along, guys. Pretty productive today, actually, after a late start. Ooh, it's hot. Be blessed. See you guys tomorrow.
Hey, Dad. Is it over?
Can't get up alone, too heavy on my own. The world is moving on, I'm still standing here, searching for steady ground, a place to settle down. No reasons left to find. One day I'll change your mind.